Before we get into today's episode, I want to remind you that BlueSpruce Capital is lending on 1 to 4 unit fix and flips in multiple states. Contact BlueSpruce Capital by going to the show notes.
It's time for the Creative Real Estate Podcast, your source for out-of-the-box real estate investing strategies, brought to you by realbluespruce.com.
Welcome back to the Creative Real Estate Podcast. I am your host, Adam Adams, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the different asset classes that are available to you to invest in. And I will sneak in a little bit of mastermindology because, you know what? There is one thing that I think not enough people do, and that's get into masterminds. And when we're talking about these 8 different asset classes, I actually have an event coming up. You've heard all about it. It is a phenomenal event, but I met most of these people just because of my mastermind. So I want you to know that one of the best ways for you to grow within your real estate investing career is to focus on joining a mastermind group. So first off, let's talk a little bit about single family rentals. Okay. I have a few friends that have been on the podcast already. One of them is Chris Lopez from episode 108. Well, he's got a partner, Charles Roberts. He'll be on our podcast eventually. Charles Roberts, I just want to tell a quick story about him and what he's done with single family rentals. He's been doing this for years and years and years. Actually, he owns a company called Your Castle Real Estate. Give those guys a shout out because they're very investor friendly. And they're bringing deals like single-family condos, single-family attached, and single-family detached properties. And these guys are able to find really good deals because they use this algorithm. Well, Lon Welch, this gentleman who works with Charles, is a brainiac, and he puts together all of these little algorithms. Charles Roberts swears by single-family rentals. All right, so I will give you my argument, either for or against single-family. And then I'll let you know, you can always come and see Charles give his argument because he's going to do a lot of justice for the single family. Since he's been doing it for so many years, he's passionate that it's the right way to go. In my mind, I would say that I prefer multifamily because I like that there are more tenants in one property than there are in a single family. This helps to diversify and allow for, if you have a vacancy or two, you can still very, very easily cover the mortgage. And I don't think you can do that in single family. So the next one is that there's fewer roofs. So I love that. There is a lot less things to maintain when you're putting a lot of different people under one building, under one roof. And that allows you to have better expenses, especially with property management companies. All right, the next one is that there's more thorough due diligence from the banks and from your other partners. Because we have so many different partners, we're going there so many different times, we're including a bank. They're doing a lot of feasibility studies. They're going and looking at every single unit. When you're doing these things, you have multiple people seeing every single square inch of the inside and the outside and of the drainage and of the soil conditions than you would ever have in a single family. So I believe that it's a lot safer. And the last one that I was going to say is you could control the value. The next person that we have is Jack Bosch. Love Jack Bosch, another person that is in a mastermind with me. Jack and I are in a high-end mastermind called the Multifamily Boardroom, which Rod Cleef runs. And Jack is a land master. So he's found a way without tenants, without toilets, to be able to make huge returns on his money with land banking. So the things that he's doing is incredible. He will be at that event this Saturday. Just a plug. Love this guy. He's flying in from Florida to help us out. The next asset class I want to talk about is multifamily. So we've had tons of people on here. I can't even do them justice. Rod Cleef came on. Sarah May in episode 51. Brandon Turner, he's doing multifamily right now as well. And on this Saturday, you're going to be able to have Sarah share the reasons why she prefers multifamily above land and single family and notes and all the rest. The next asset class I want to talk about with you right now is notes. And so let's go back. If you want to write this down, there's been some incredible people speaking on notes on this podcast. So go back to episode 32, 39, or 114. So 32, that's where George Newberry, who has hundreds of millions of dollars of notes, came onto the podcast, taught us how he's doing what he's doing. Then we had Dave Van Horn in 39. So go back and listen to that episode if you're interested in notes. Find out all the things that Dave Van Horn was doing. And then we had Scott Carson just recently, just a few episodes ago, came out. Scott Carson is doing some huge note syndications at this exact moment from Texas. And a friend of his that's in a high-end mastermind with Scott Carson, her name is Beth Hale. She will be at this event on the 22nd. I would love for you to come and hear what she's telling you about all the things she's done in notes. I love it. So you don't have to worry about tenants. You don't have to worry about toilets. There are so many different strategies with notes. So go back to 32, 39, 114, or come to the event on the 22nd. Then we have Ryan Gibson talking about self-storage in episode 65. And we had Allison Kirschbaum talking about self-storage in episodes 9 and 10. And Allison will be actually flying in from England. She'll be talking about self-storage here on this Saturday. So all the amazing things about self-storage. Actually, my dad does self-storage. So I kind of grew up having self-storage units myself. They are so easy to maintain. So this is an asset class that you might be interested in. Ryan's been on the podcast on episode 65 if you want to go listen to that. Allison's been on episodes 9 and 10 if you want to listen to that, or come and check us out at this large real estate conference that we're doing. The next big asset class I wanted to talk about today is assisted living. All right, I've got a great friend named Mitch Conrad. Give him a huge shout out. Great guy. He's running several of these. And when we're talking about the net operating income from some of these buildings, they can range from anywhere from about $8,000 on the very, very smallest up to past $25,000. So if you have a few of these, imagine you could be making over $100,000 a month. And I'm not talking about gross. So this is your net income, guys. And so assisted living, a lot of really cool things. And if you want to be able to actually ask questions like, why are you doing this? What does it take for insurance? What does it take for who's running the property? Who's running the management company? If you want to come and ask somebody, Vern Harris is going to be at this conference on this Saturday, being able to answer some of these questions for you on what it takes to actually run an assisted living facility. The next asset class I want to talk about is private money lending. So we'll talk a little bit about how to private money lend on this event that we've got on the 22nd. But if you go back to episodes 2 and 11, you'll hear Chris Tanner, who is a private money lender, who does lend money with his retirement account currently, and he's been doing it for a little over a dozen years. Also, we will have an expert on the panel who does private money lending. Her name is Karen Hall. Give her a big shout out from UDirect. She will be teaching us what she does with her retirement account and how you might be able to unlock your retirement account to get into asset classes like all of the above, plus private money lending. So a lot of good stuff here. If you're interested in doing private money lending, you definitely should check out episodes 2 and 11. And then the last one that I really wanted to talk about is mobile home parks. Brandon Turner came on the podcast on episode 34 to talk about what he's doing with mobile home parks. Cody Riley, I don't remember how old Cody was, maybe 25, and this guy's got 3 mobile home parks already. Go and listen to episode 61. If you're interested in this asset class, go and listen to episode 61. And then Kevin Bupp, one of the most famous mobile home park investors, who's another person that's in my mastermind group, that high-end mastermind group with Rod Cleef and the other people that I was talking about. Jack Bosch is there. And then we've got Kevin Dillon in my mastermind. He is actually flying in. He's originally from Australia, and he's flying in to speak to us at this Saturday about what he's doing with triple net lease. Actually, it blew me away. I think he's got about $1 billion under management. I'll definitely have him on the podcast. You'll love his accent as well. So Kevin Dillon is doing some amazing things with triple net lease. He's the only person I've ever talked about who does this. And I'm sitting here in multifamily, and this guy's in our mastermind group, and I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cap rates, and he's talking like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14% cap rates in what he's doing. So it's really quite interesting, and there's going to be a lot of value. I know a lot of this episode sounds like a sales pitch for the event that we've got on the 22nd this Saturday. It's a sales pitch for that. But I also just like to open up our minds to all of the different available strategies and give you some tools where you might be able to go in and actually listen to some of these podcasts with some of these people and kind of look out for the names that I mentioned that haven't yet been on the podcast, like Beth Hale, Vern Harris, Mitch Conrad, Kevin Dillon. We're going to bring a whole bunch of value. So I know that I do multifamily, but I want you to be able to see what are the pros and cons of everything out there. And if you want to come to this event, I'm going to do 60% off. So just a huge, huge discount for a real estate conference that's just so valuable. And if you want to up your game in the real estate space, you have every reason to secure a VIP ticket. I only have about 5 of them left. By the time this comes out, maybe it'll be a little bit fewer. But why do I know that you want a VIP ticket? It's because it comes with priority seating, free cocktails, wine, and beer, and an exclusive VIP dinner with the expert panelists where you can rub shoulders with and develop relationships with other VIP ticket holders and the expert speakers from the event. So scroll down, find the link that I put in the show notes. If you're interested in coming to this event, we've got people flying in from 3 different countries, all over the country right now. So there's people coming in from Texas. Chicago, I've got a couple people. Florida, there's a couple. Very, very interesting event. I would love to have you. And definitely, whatever the answer is, I want to bring this value to you. So keep listening to the podcast, and I'll keep bringing people from different niches. Oh, you know what? One more hidden thing that I almost forgot to share. I do have a YouTube channel. So if there's some reason that you can't make it out to here, there's going to be tons of networking, so you should come. There's hundreds of people. But if there's any reason that you can't, but you want to watch these videos, I can get you that for free. So what I'll do is scroll down right now and find the show notes, and I'm going to link you up with the YouTube channel. So just click that now, go to the YouTube channel, and what you'll do is subscribe. So when we find a way to get this 8 hours of content for you, when we put all 8 hours of this content together and put it up on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to get a ping if you've asked for notifications. So I hope that helps you a lot in your real estate journey. Until next time, my friends, think outside the box.
Hey, it's DJ, and I want to thank you for being a loyal listener. We're glad you keep listening to each episode. And I want to ask you to please take a minute to give us a 5-star review. And remember, we are not attorneys or CPAs. This is just the stuff you bring to your advisors.